Hey, look at that. It's still standing. I never would have figured. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, folks. Finally made it back into the wild woods of the yonders, wilds. What the hell? Stop that. All right, folks. Here we are. Actually in the wild. As wild as I can get in the city anyway. You know. And we have a special anniversary edition of Whiskey in the Wild, because when this video uploads, it's going to be 1 year since I started doing this. Yeah, October 31st, 2019 was on it when I uploaded my first whiskey review, which was Dylan's Three Oaks. Whew, it's been a hell of a journey since then. Had a lot of nice whiskeys. To be honest, there's not that much bad whiskey out there. It just depends on what your tastes are. So, we're back at the rock quarry spot where I tried my best to build a shelter, and I did build, I guess you could call it the skeleton of a shelter, which surprisingly is still standing. Woo, go figure. And so we're back here, back at the rock spot, and we're gonna have a Whiskey in the Wild today. And since it's an anniversary edition, I figured I should finally get back around, ticking that itchy bit off my list. The Balvenie Double Wood. So I've been wanting to take a swing at this for a long time, and I did, and I filmed it, and I posted it, but I didn't watch it until after I posted it, which ultimately was a problem because there was a neighbor dog barking in the background. No harm against, no foul to the neighbor dog, he's just doing his thing. But it kind of ruined the audio for the video, in my opinion, and so I had to remove that video from my postings. I've mentioned that before, and here we are, finally getting back at it. Not in the backyard, in the wild. Hopefully we don't get too much background noise cutting us up. Haha! So, crack this bad boy. That's a pretty substantial foil cap, if I may say so. Okay. All right. So, what should I say about the Balvenie? It's Scotch. It's Bayside Scotch. It's renowned in the Scotch world. There are Balvenie bottles that are some of the most expensive bottles on earth. And this is the Double Wood, which is pretty much the standard offering. If you go and looking at Balvenie and just seeing what's there, odds are you'll see the Double Wood. And as you can see, they age it in barrels. There's a lot of information on this packaging, which is quite nice. So if you do come across a bottle of Balvenie, the packaging will provide you with a satisfactory amount of information. You know, tasting notes, and what it's been aged, and how long it's been aged for. Do they talk about themselves a little bit? Ah, yes, they do tell you that they've been around for 5 generations. So there's a little bit of there's a little bit of company history on the packaging as well, which is nice. You know, it's very well thought out packaging. All right, let's get to it. And that is a nice dark color. It's like reddish amber. Oh, let's see if you can see that. See if I can. It's not very bright out today. It's kind of overcast, so I don't know if you'll see that color coming through. But it's relatively ambery, reddish in hue, so reddish amber. Yeah, last time I tried this, it wasn't. I wasn't too keen on it. It seemed. Well, I mean, it was very good, but it was very. It was almost overwhelming. It was the everything about it in terms of being a Scotch was just jacked up to 11. Let's see what I think about it this time. It's creamy. Strong, intensely creamy. Yes, there's that. I'm gonna try to ignore the opinions I had about it last time and just come at it like it's fresh and brand new, like I haven't had before. So what hits me first is the creaminess of the barley and the oaky sherry. Yes, very creamy, very oaky. Big sherry notes up front. Like it's so everything's just big about it. Definitely, I can't ignore that from the last time I tried this stuff and reviewed it. It is big, huge Scotch flavors. Like it is just jumping out at you. I mean, dare I say it's bold. You know, it's just so strong and up there, and it almost does have like a boldness. It's creamy, oaky, sherry. It's so huge and bold and in your face. Just almost. It's like it's you know it's like some burly Scotsman in a thick wool sweater, a green wool sweater, swaggers up to you and puts the bottle down on the table and says, "Have you ever drank with a real Scotsman?" That might be an Irish accent. I don't know. Sue me, but this is the kind of stuff that guy puts down. It's just so huge. I mean, it's got everything you would expect out of a creamy, oaky, sherry, Scotch single malt whiskey, but it's just jacked up. Overall, there is a slight booziness to it. It's not really. I mean, maybe it's not so. There's a little bit of booziness and kind of pepperiness that makes it like bold like that. But overall, it's big, huge, creamy sherry oak whiskey, and then under that you're getting a kind of boozy pepperiness that just rides that boldness. Yeah. You want to drink with a real Scotsman? Ugh. That might be a terrible accent. Sue me. Alright, we'll see how it works here. Okay, here we go. It does smell really good, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Ooh, she's dry. Ooh, I like that dryness. Oh, that's dry. Ooh, she's dry. Oh, wow. Dry up front. And it mellows out. You get some of that sweetness coming in. So it doesn't feel like you just got your mouth stuffed with cotton. That's actually pretty good. A bit sharp on the dryness. It's that booziness that comes through. It's kind of just kicking it sharp. Ooh. That builds that buttery oak. Buttery sweet. Buttery sweet oak. Oh my goodness. Buttery sweet oak. Strong whiskey flavor. It's amazing. Yeah, it is. It could be overwhelming if this was your introduction to Scotch. It might be a bit overwhelming because these flavors are so huge, and you might need some time to kind of work your way up to appreciating what's going on here. Wow. Yeah. So it does mention it's aged in whiskey oak. And man, does that kick through. You know, I'm not getting a lot of the sherry notes on the tongue. The sherry really came through more on the nose. You know, that creamy, oaky sherry on the nose. But on the tongue, what's coming through is just this blast of strong whiskey flavor. You know, it's not so much, and it's like bold and almost peppery. There's a dry kick up front that mellows into a sweetness that doesn't leave you reaching for a cup of water or something. It's really good. It's fantastic stuff. Strong, dry whiskey oak. Peppery, slightly boozy boldness. I gotta say, as much as I was trying to ignore, also catching a bit of a chill here. Should have brought an extra layer. Anyway, I will say that even as much as I was trying to ignore my previous reviews on this, I would say I've grown in appreciation of what the Balvenie's doing here. I would still say that it's that the flavors are so huge, you know, on a scale of like how much flavor is here. It's 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10 even. Yeah, it tops the scale. And if you've never had any Scotch before at all, or any whiskey in fact, if this were your introduction to whiskey, it would be very overwhelming. Yeah, that chill is actually really grabbing me. I think next time we should have a little bit of a fire, which will be a chance to introduce some new gear that I actually have not tried before. I've had it for a while. It's fire related. I've had it for a while. Never used it. My next review of whiskey is definitely going to involve that piece of gear. Wait for it. Okay. So, I don't think I really need to keep sipping here. I got this bad boy pinned down. It's just this huge, big, bold whiskey. When you think whiskey, like, boom. This is what whiskey tastes like. This is what it's supposed to taste like. And so yeah, it's really amazing stuff. You know, like I was saying earlier, at first I felt like I didn't really appreciate what the Balvenie's doing, but I get it now. Yeah. That's a winner. But I wouldn't break it out for as an introduction. It's not really. I wouldn't call it introductory Scotch. This is for your longtime whiskey buddies when you break this stuff out. All right. Whiskey in the wild fashion. Gonna take the rest of this pour here, fill up a shot. Ooh, that's perfect. I gotta be careful. Set this down carefully, because that's a perfect pour, right to the rim. It's almost a rim job. but not quite far enough down the tank. This ain't a kid's show. I never said it was. Alright. So I got my shot of Balvenie. I got my nameless cola brand cola. Red cola brand red cola. Nameless cola brand red cola. Please don't sue me. I don't have the money. Okay, here we go. And over the teeth, past the gums. Watch out, here it comes. Shout out TP. Woo! Syrupy. Yeah. I really should get cans. This bottle cola is just not hitting it. I normally only drink cola out of cans. I gotta work on this shot dynamic. But anyway, that was syrupy and went down a bit like cough syrup. 6.5 out of 10 on the shot scale, 10 out of 10 on the sip scale. Whew. Okay. I definitely consider the Balvenie 12 Double Wood a winner. If you like whiskey and you go and pick this stuff up, you will not be disappointed. Whew. And I really got to get moving because I can hear the shiver in my voice. Like, I mean, I'm wearing my layers today and it's still just hitting me. It's that stationary. So, thank you for joining me on this anniversary edition of Whiskey in the Wild, where we finally put the Balvenie Double Wood in the bag once and for all. Worth it. Alright. Thanks for watching. Stay warm and dry out there.